Hi, good morning. So today we'll discuss about deployments. So deployments, before going to deployments, in real time, okay, in office, client will provide three environments. So NV environment, dev, UAT, prod. Okay. Some so in one company they will call with different names. Some other they will call with dev, SAT, prod. Someone will call dev, test, prod. So like this, they will call majorly dev with the different naming conventions. Yes. So if they ask how many environments are there, what do you mean by environments? Usually OIC console which we are working with. So this is the OIC working environment. So this we called as a environment. Okay. So we won't work with the production code, production environment. First we will same OIC, they will create three URLs. Okay, three URLs in dev. They'll call it. They'll name it as a dev, UAT, and production. Production is the live. So in dev, developer will do coding and do unit testing. It means developer will do coding and do unit testing. So we developer can able to test, yes, it is working fine. Then developer in developer or in a admin team, they will move our code into UAT. We'll send a mail to admin team if admin team is there. In small organizations, no one will be there for deployment. You have to take care. So at that time, you will export and you will deploy to UAT. We called as a higher environments. For dev, UAT is a higher environment. For UAT, production is the higher environment. Remember. So in UAT, SIT test, we do testing. Okay. So they do entire positive test cases, and negative test cases. So they do load testing. It means uh, load test means they will pass 1,000 records at a time, 10,000 records at a time. So how our integration behave, like it is taking more time or it is taking less time or it is failing, so like that. So positive test cases means, so all correct inputs they will pass, and negative test cases they will pass some special characters or dummy values or wrong inputs they will pass, how it is failing or it is successing. So it is a test environment. In UAT, thorough testing will be happen. So once testing is completed, then um, our code will move to higher environment like production. So regularly, daily or weekly, they won't move code to production. It will take some time, like it will take every 3 months, every 6 months, like that. They will live live environment. Okay, in production, so there is no testing like that. So live environment means production real data, like if any users or customers, any what type of integrations we develop, that real data it will transfer. Okay, if any failure occurs, we need to take care. Okay, so this is the environment. So how we are going to deploy our code to one environment to another environment, like higher environments? Two ways we can deploy. Two ways we can deploy our code. Okay, one is manual process. Okay, and another one is automation. Okay, using Git and Jenkins. Okay, so usually when we deploy manual process, first we'll see manual process. So when we develop integrations under projects, under projects, if we export projects, if we export project, dot .pr file will be created. Dot .pr file will be created. So when we export integration inside design page, okay, so that will be dot .iar file will be created. So if we export package file, okay, it will be dot .car file. Okay, that will be dot .car file. Okay, the CR file will be created. So we can take that PR or IR or CR and we can log into higher environments. We can deploy. Okay, once we deploy, once we export whatever we used artifacts like lookups, like connections, JavaScripts, events, everything will be exported under .pr, under IR or CR. So once we deploy, so we need to create, like for each environment different URLs will be there, right? Same when we are invoking ERP, they also provide separate URLs. For dev separate URL, UAT separate URL, prod separate URL, like that. So if you see ERP, okay, if you see ERP, like here somewhere they will add dev dot like will be there. So in here test or UAT, like this will be the URL. So in production there is no dev or something, so there is a production URL like that. Okay, so in dev, while creating a ERP connection, you place this URL, but when you deploy to UAT, you need to change it to UAT URL, and the username password is also different. So that part you need to take care. Lookups and connections, that's it. Okay, so in interview also they will ask how to deploy your code, how to manage connections. Yes, we will deploy code in manual way, like directly we are expose .pr, .ir, .cr file, and we'll log into UAT, will import, and connections manually we will edit, and we'll change the endpoint URL and username password. Okay, so I'll try to log in. See, okay, So now we are at the home page, correct? In here design, we'll create one dummy connection. Okay, so now we are into design page. Create rest, so rest underscore mentor underscore t. Okay, it will be trigger connection. Create basic authentication, test, save. So I'll create, so, and we'll create one more connection for target also. Rest, just I'll mention rest underscore invoke underscore dummy. Okay, invoke, create, okay, for create I'll go with, okay, so here I'll provide URL. There is no authentication, so I'll go with no security policy for this target REST API. Save. Okay, done. Now I'll develop integration. So here integration, create application, something, create mp underscore rest something, create rest mentor, rest connection. I'll select something, just I'll we are not focusing here. Post method, request response. So in request, so just something I'll paste. Okay, continue, finish. Okay, so we will invoke target also, this website, invoke connection, rest dummy. Okay, so something dummy and URL. Okay, so post, okay, request and response, continue. Okay, continue, continue, continue. Okay, so done. I'm not going to do any mapping and all, just I want to see. Okay, so see. Okay, now I have developed one integration. Okay, now I want to export this integration and import it to higher environment. So let's say export, okay, if you see, if we go here, downloads, see, So dot IR file will be created, right? So same. Now what we'll do, we'll delete this integration. Delete this integration. Here we don't have any other OIC, right? So we'll delete this and we'll try to connections. We'll delete two connections as well. Delete. Okay, integrations. Okay, now there is no connections integrations, so this is a fresh environment. So we logged out and we logged into UAT environment. You feel this is a UAT environment. So now I'll go to import, drag and drop. So I'll select same IAR file, open, import. So while import, it will ask these two connections you are using. Just select and activation, refresh. Okay, now go back. Okay, now your integration has imported. If you go to connections, these two connections will be in drop mode, rest in work. So you need to open. Okay, you need to open and you need to provide connection URL. Okay, so again you need to copy URL for UAT environment. Okay, you need to copy UAT environment URL and you need to provide if required connection details and you need to test. Okay, save and reactivate. So this is how you can export and import to a higher environments. At the same time you can change connections. Even if it is lookups, everything also it will come. So if you export package, so what do you mean by package? So while creating an integration, we can multiple integrations. So in real time in Office, you want to deploy 5 integrations at a time, 50 integrations at a time. So one by one we can't do, right? It will take time. So all 50 integrations we can make under single package. We can export and we can import. So like I'll do dummy rest invoice something. I'll create one integration. So here you can save package. So you can provide IT mentor. Okay, so it's case sensitive. So create. Now one package will be created. Okay, so now already we have created one more project, create employee rest. So for that project we haven't added that package. So you can go to settings button here, come down. So you can mention IT mentor. You can select same one. Now IT mentor has 2 projects. IT mentor package has 2 integrations. So if you go to here packages, so you can search. Okay, see, IT mentor has 2 integrations. If you click here, you can see what are those. So now if you want to export, you can export. So if you see here .pr. Okay, so like that you can import also package. I can delete this package, delete. So now again I'll import. If I delete, so if I go to integrations, see there is no 2 integrations. Now what I will do, I'll go to package, I'll try to import PAR file, open, import and configure, activations, done. Okay, go back, clear it. So this is how we can export package and we can import. So now we developed integrations under projects, right? So same, if I want to export Navneeta project, so click export, okay, export CR file, export. So like this we can export and we can import. Yeah, import CR file. Okay, import CR file will be created. Okay, so at the same time, here also we can export. Now it will if we export from here, it will export all the integrations inside that. So I want to export only 2 to 3 integrations inside project. We have 100 integrations. We need to export only 1 or 2. So how? So we can go to here, deploy, create. Here we can mention UAT, create. You can select how many you need. So you don't want this, you want this division, we don't want. So like this you can select, you can save. Whatever you need you can select and you can export. That's here UAT. Okay, so if you want to export specific integrations under projects, you need to go to deploy folder, deploy tab. Okay, in observability you can export and you can import. In observability you can see how many instances are running. You can select last 1 hour, last 8 days. So like this you can go to instances and you can see. Okay, so you can observability here, or if you are into design, not design, here observability instances, you can see all the instances. Okay, you can filter out last 1 hour, last 1 day, 8 days, 32 days like that. Fine, right? So now we'll go to versioning. So what do you mean by versioning? Integration. Now I have developed one integration, create and package. So I have done some integrations. Unfortunately, client came back and asking for few more changes. So till then, whatever I am developing, it is working fine. So client asking more changes. So instead of doing same, so I can create a new version. So this first one is the major version, second one is the minor version. You can create another version. You can work on 101. So by this way, once you have done some changes, suddenly your integration is not working. So you have a backup, working code backup will be there, right? So you can compare, okay, something I missed, like that. So versioning is very important. You can, if you are doing complex changes, better take working code backup and you can do. Okay, but if you have 100 and 101, both you cannot activate. See, I'll activate 100. 1 second. Status active. I'll deactivate few integration. Go to projects. Deactivate. Go there. So now I'll go to design integration. Okay, now I'll try to activate 100 version. Okay, so now I'll try to activate 1.01 also. Remember, same question they were asked in. So if we activate 1.01, automatically 1.00 will be deactivated. So 1.00 activate. So if I refresh, see 1.00, okay, 1.001 deactivated, right? Like this. So if we create the 2.00, so create a new version. 2.2 major version we changed. So at that time you can activate two integrations. At that time you can activate two integrations. Okay. Okay. So like this 1.0 2.0. So yeah, great. Minor versions, same major versions we can have. Different major versions you can activate. Okay. And cloning option. So you have developed one integration, you are exposing as a REST API and you are loading into FTP, and suddenly client came back on the same REST API data you need to insert into ATPDB. Develop one more integration with a different project name. So instead of developing from beginning, you can clone same integration. You can clone same integration. Okay, like create employee request. Create employee request. You can clone. When you do create a new version, you cannot change the name. But if you clone, yes, project name you can change. See, rest to ATP insert. I can do it. I can change version also 1.0. Clone. See, you can start working on new integration. Already source configure will be there. Whatever you don't want, you can delete. You can delete and you can start working on it. Okay, this is how you can cloning and versioning. Difference between clone and version. In version, just you can change, you can create a new version. Clone, you can change your integration name as well. Clear, right? Yeah. So if you want to export lookups, suddenly same, you can click here, export to CSV. Okay, and you can delete here, you can import, but it is not possible. Okay, in integrate lookup is 0. Okay, so you can import lookups. I have exported, right? You can import like this. And now it won't import with same values, right? So yeah, imported. Okay, so if you want to do some changes, lookups, open lookups, and you can do some changes like that. Here also we can do lookup changes. Okay, so even libraries also you can export and import. So okay, thanks sir.